On a summer morning in 1881, a single gunshot in a Washington railroad station changed the course of American history. President James Garfield lay dying, and the man about to inherit the most powerful office in the land was someone almost no one trusted. It was the dawn of a new century, an age of steel and steam, of robber barons and reformers, when a wounded, divided republic would remake itself into a power that could shake the world. This is the story of the 5 men who led it through that astonishing change. This is Dawn of a New Century, the lives of Chester Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, William McKinley, and Theodore Roosevelt, from the Presidential Chronicles by David Fisher. The America they inherited was booming and breaking all at once. Railroads stitched the continent together, factories blackened the skies of vast new cities. Millions of immigrants poured through the harbors, chasing a promise. But beneath the glitter of what Mark Twain mocked as the Gilded Age lay corruption, brutal inequality, and a government barely able to keep pace. Into this furnace stepped 5 very different men, none of them giants of legend, yet each left his fingerprints on the modern world. Chester Arthur came to power by an assassin's bullet, and almost no one expected anything of him. He was a creature of the New York political machine, a spoilsman who had spent his career handing out government jobs as political rewards. Yet once inside the White House, Arthur stunned his own allies. He turned on the very system that made him and signed the Pendleton Act, creating a professional civil service built on merit, not patronage. The man everyone dismissed had quietly begun to clean up the government he inherited. Then came Grover Cleveland, the first Democrat elected since the Civil War, and a politician famous for one rare quality: stubborn honesty. A public office is a public trust, he declared, and he meant it. He vetoed hundreds of bills he judged wasteful, fought the railroad barons and the tariff, and refused to bend even to his own party. Defeated after a single term, Cleveland did something no other president ever has. He went home, waited 4 years, and came back to win the office all over again. The man who beat him was Benjamin Harrison, grandson of a president and heir to a great political name. Under Harrison, an ambitious Congress spent on a scale never seen before, earning the nickname the Billion-Dollar Congress. He signed the Sherman Antitrust Act, America's first real weapon against the monopolies strangling the economy, and welcomed 6 new states into the Union. The map of the modern United States was taking its final shape. And then Grover Cleveland returned, the only president in history to serve 2 terms split apart by another man's. But his triumph turned to ash within weeks. The panic of 1893 crashed the nation into the worst depression it had ever known. Banks failed, railroads collapsed, and armies of the unemployed marched on Washington. Cleveland clung grimly to the gold standard as his party tore itself apart around him. The Gilded Age was ending, not with a celebration, but with a reckoning. Out of that crisis rose William McKinley, calm, kindly, and the last president to have fought in the Civil War. On his watch, the economy roared back to life, but it was a war that would define him. In 1898, the United States shattered the Spanish Empire in a matter of months, seizing Cuba, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. Almost overnight, America was no longer merely a continental nation. It had become an overseas power, a player on the world stage. Then, in 1901, McKinley too was struck down by an assassin, the 3rd president murdered in less than 40 years. And so, the office passed to his vice president, a 42-year-old whirlwind named Theodore Roosevelt, the youngest man ever to hold it. Roosevelt was everything the new century wanted to be: restless, fearless, utterly modern. He broke up the great trusts and promised every American a square deal. He sent a fleet of white battleships around the globe to announce that America had arrived. He set aside vast wilderness for the generations to come and won the Nobel Peace Prize for ending a foreign war. "Speak softly," he said, "and carry a big stick." The wounded republic of 1881 had become a confident world power. Nothing captured that ambition like the Panama Canal. For 400 years, ships had been forced to crawl thousands of miles around the tip of South America. Roosevelt's America simply cut the two continents apart. Rather than dig all the way down to sea level, its engineers built a staircase of water, colossal locks that lift an ocean ship 85 feet into the air, float it across a mountain range, and lower it gently down the far side. It was the greatest engineering project the world had ever seen. Kitsen D or Temwork E Kitsti. And a declaration that the new century would belong to America. In barely 30 years, 5 very different men carried the United States across a great divide. A reformer no one believed in, an honest man who would not bend, the heir to a famous name, a gentle soldier who became an emperor almost by accident, and a force of nature who dragged his country headlong into the modern age. None of them were flawless, but together, on the dawn of a new century, they built much of the America we still live in today. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to subscribe.